The House of Representatives. Every time its 150 members get together, it's like a big old family reunion, with the part of crazy, drunk, racist uncle played by Bob Catter. This Monday, it's back, like a particularly shit Terminator, or, to give it its technical name, Terminator Genesis. But before it returns, what important matters of state were our elected representatives dealing with last time?
The Prime Minister has hung his predecessor out to dry on the issue of gun control.
Yes, in the ongoing Abbott-Turnbull duel, it's now Adler A110 lever-action shotguns at dawn. But, to be clear, there might not actually be any Abbott-Turnbull duel at all. At least that's according to coalition talking points, which say there is no sign of any conflict. Though it's hard to know how seriously to take that claim, given that same document had an entire section called Abbott-Turnbull War. So, you know, no conflict, but only in the Basil Fawlty don't mention the war kind of way, you know? And anyway, it's not a conflict, it's just a little bit of war. And there is a difference, right? I mean, a conflict is when your housemate has a conversation with you about why it's important you remember to put the bins out. And a war is when you come home one day to discover your housemate has put all of your possessions into the bins and had them specially collected. But what caused all of this to erupt? Well, Liberal Democrat Senator David Leyonhjelm, seen here pretending to be an evil genius, a description which is, of course, only half right, claims the government reneged on a deal he had with Tony Abbott, seen here reflecting deeply about whether there's a difference between toast and bread. That deal was to end the import restriction on the Adler A110 shotgun. Then Abbott said there was never any deal, to which basically everyone else says, "You what, mate?" Then Turnbull got up in Parliament to essentially call Abbott a liar twice, because too much of a good thing is sometimes not nearly enough. And fun fact, if he'd called Abbott a liar a third time while tapping his sparkly red slippers together, the ghost of Judy Garland would have appeared and mercilessly slaughtered everyone. Then Abbott said the whole thing then was the Labor Party's fault, which meant Bill Shorten got up to give a speech where he tried to be funny, which was perhaps the worst part of this entire shotgun schmozzle. But you know what? If Abbott and Turnbull want to have a public shit fit about who should be PM just because they hate each other, we can handle that. Or at least we have some experience dealing with that sort of thing. But if you're going to do it, maybe pick an issue that isn't literally life and death. Because I'm all for a debate about whether ending the import ban on the Adler is good or bad. But at least let us have that debate, rather than have gun control legislation become a bargaining chip in secret negotiations with one crackpot senator to get his vote on one piece of legislation. Because here's the thing. Gun control is basically all this country has anymore. Sure, the rest of the world might be laughing at us because we don't have gay marriage, our CO2 emissions are rising, and our economy seems structurally unfair to young people, but we've got gun control right, and everyone knows it. And we need it. Because without that, the only other things this country is famous for are whatever Chico Rolls are, whatever Rebel Wilson is, and a record of casual and overt racism that is almost impressive. From Sonia Kruger to Pauline Hanson to Eddie Maguire to Andrew Bolt to Alan Jones to random arseholes on public transport to racist donkeys at Cronulla to Reclaim Australia, or even to any one of the 20 Prime Ministers this country had who failed to officially end the White Australia policy. My point is, if you take away gun control, we got nothing.